All right, so the title says dating women made me understand men. So it's like when things happen to girls, that's when they actually start to understand what people go through. It's so funny. It's like I thought empathy was something more of a feminine trait, but it's so odd that when we start seeing this content more and more, it's like these women don't seem to understand what men go through or don't care at all until it happens to them. This kind of goes into like the solipsistic nature of women that Rollo Tomasi said that women have, and let's see if it's right.
So as you may remember, I came out as bisexual last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl, who asked me out, by the way, this is relevant, because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again.
It's so interesting. It's like, once again, I don't think like she's making this like it's a big fucking deal, and it's like men experience this shit all the damn time. Not to mention, women don't say thank you for shit anymore. Look, man, when I was older or when I was younger, my mom would try to teach me how to open the door for women and shit like that, and I didn't really understand it, and I started to do it more. And now I'm in Texas, and like I open the doors. Sometimes I've gone out my way for it. Girls don't even say thank you. I don't even do that shit anymore. I really don't. I don't hold the doors. I don't slam it in their fucking face. But it's the littlest of things. Girls don't have, a lot of girls, modern women don't have manners these days, y'all. Come on, unruly. What Drake say? Unruly. Then da.
It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my god, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against why guys should pay for dates has...
She's making fun of the guy. She said, I sound like all my guy friends right now. You mean women are fucking using these guys for the longest and you didn't give a fuck until it happened to you? That's okay. That's what you meant.
Always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you. Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B. On another date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends.
She said that men should pay for the date because it takes women hours to get ready and it costs money for the clothes. So you mean to tell me it don't cost money for the clothes that I'm wearing? You mean to tell me that I don't spend hours of my life making this money that I'm not gonna get back from spending this? You still have your clothes on when you leave the fucking place, right? You're not exchanging you're not giving me your clothes for a dinner. So what? This shit is just trash.
With her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal, actual animal. And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress. And again, I felt like I got some serious perspective. I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being silly. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, Exhibit C. One girl invited me back into her house, and her specific words were, do you want to come in and make out? Obviously, I'm like, yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours. But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yo girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses. And like, look, I don't wanna sound like an asshole. Like, I don't mind talking. I love talking. But she could have said, do you wanna come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. You know, finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered. And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised. And I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this has really been expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say,
dating is just so expensive, man. Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants, like, a boyfriend.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like a jerk if you even suggest it. And any experience that expands your compassion and understanding is one that I think is worthy of sharing. So what about you? Have you had any experiences that have shifted your viewpoint dramatically? Let me know. I'm Anna Akana, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace has beautiful, award-winning templates.
All right, man, that was terrible to watch. That was so fucking trash. So basically, this woman said she does not understand anything. She didn't understand anything that men went through. She just skated by it. She dismissed it because she didn't give a fuck. She wasn't experiencing this. Solipsism. Let's look up the definition of solipsism, you guys. Solipsism is the view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. Women are notorious for being solipsistic. There's so many sayings out here that men are so narcissistic, they're so egotistical and shit like that. No. Look, this woman just made a fucking parody on men and what they go through on a day-to-day basis when it comes to the dating world. We put your money up all the time with no guarantee for return of investment. For me, for myself, I know I don't even go on dates anymore. I date the women that I know deserve it. And they deserved it. They deserved it. We'll just say it like that. And it's like, when we have a woman here that's actually dating women, she's making a joke about what the fuck guys go through. This shit is absolute trash. And it just goes to show the solipsistic, selfish nature of a lot of women out here in this world. Even when they decide to date women and understand the plights of men, they still will never ever understand what it's like to be a man. Terrible. Terrible. And now she's saying she thinks she understands men. Fuck out of here with that.